Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Thursday, June 12th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Over 70,000 jobs have been created in Guyana over the past 5 years, analyst claims. Guyana's offshore oil and gas operations receive a boost with the launch of Orenduk marine services. Guyana business sector today welcomed a trade delegation from Jamaica. And a Region 6 cattle farmer is devastated as flooding in the Cookrite Savannah affects his herd. Financial analyst Joel Bagwandin says over 70,000 jobs have been created in Guyana over the past 5 years. Bagwandin, who's also the director of SphereX Professional Services Inc., shared these figures in a recent report. He credits the increase to the government's expansionary economic policies and strategic public investments, especially in infrastructure and social services.
Notably, the estimated employment trends and figures for 2020 through 2025 exclude the manufacturing, services subsectors, and other non-oil sectors. These estimates are relatively conservative as they also do not account for all of the expatriates and part-time jobs. The foregoing estimate is, however, corroborated by the estimated 67,905 new employees registered between the ages of 16 to 59 with the National Insurance Scheme.
Bagwandin said key sectors like agriculture, mining, construction, manufacturing, and retail accounted for more than 80% of total employment in 2021, nearly 240,000 jobs, and grew by almost 50% between 2020 and 2024. Tourism and hospitality added another 7,300 jobs. Meanwhile, major housing developments and investments in roads, bridges, health, and education helped generate over 30,000 additional jobs. In the housing construction sector alone, with each new home supporting about 5 workers, an estimated 25,000 jobs were created.
By employing a methodological approach anchored in the 2021 Quarter 3 Guyana Labor Force Survey and sector-specific indicators, it demonstrates that the government's estimated creation of over 50,000 sustainable jobs is both plausible and conservative. Moreover, the exclusion of employment contributions from the manufacturing and services subsectors, along with unaccounted expatriate labor, suggests that actual employment figures may be even higher.
According to Bagwandin, these figures may actually be higher, demonstrating how targeted public spending is driving both economic growth and employment in Guyana. A new Guyanese-led venture is officially on stream to boost Guyana's offshore oil and gas operations. Ignite News reporter Kaylee Carter was present when Orenduk Marine Services was launched. She filed this report.
We're coming to you from Lusignan on the east coast of Demerara, where the maritime sector is making waves, quite literally. Today marks the official launch of the Orenduk Marine Service, a new venture poised to revolutionize offshore support and marine training in Guyana.
Here we teach a variety of oil sector-related courses, including UET, which is a helicopter underwater escape training, because most candidates go offshore to work, so they need to know how to escape from a crashing helicopter. We teach them all the safety procedures to work safely on and offshore. We teach working at heights, mechanical joint integrity, the high-pressure lines that handle gas and oil. They're taught how to fit those lines and how to check and maintain them. We teach a variety of related courses to the oil sector.
Orenduk Marine Service is expanding offshore support with the addition of remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, and dive spreads, built to meet international standards and subsea operation.
ROVs are the remote operated vehicles that work in deep waters, like fitting up the wellheads, laying pipelines on the ocean floor, doing repairs at depths where human beings can't work comfortably. So effectively, the ROVs are underwater robots. The deep dive services are services that allow divers to work at depths and be monitored from above. They're provided with full communication, plentiful gas supply, the right gas for the depths they work at, and they are critical to the oil sector.
With President Irfan Ali delivering the feature address, this launch is more than a ceremonial. It's a clear signal of national commitment to local content and industry development.
Today we are here in what may seem a very simple ceremony. But let's start with what we are witnessing here. This is not only technology transfer, this is the most cutting edge and latest technology that we are applying here in Guyana in less than a decade of operations in the oil and gas sector and ultra deep water operations.
Today's launch plants a flag for Guyana, not just in marine service, but the future of energy and offshore excellence. With a strong infrastructure, local training, and government support, Luzaknan is fast becoming a hub for opportunity. This has been Kaylee Carter for Ignite News.
Thank you, Kaylee. As Guyana pushes toward 1 million barrels of oil per day by 2027, ventures like Orenduk Marine will be vital in delivering the infrastructure, logistics, and talent needed to keep the sector thriving and the benefits local. Amid a nationwide dengue outbreak, health officials in Region 2 are stepping up their fight to stop the spread. During yesterday's Regional Democratic Council meeting in Regina, Regional Executive Officer Susanna Sewak outlined key efforts already underway. She explained that the environmental health team is fogging communities, spraying indoors, and treating mosquito breeding areas across the coast. No official case numbers were released, but Sewak urged residents to pitch in by keeping yards clean, throwing away garbage properly, and clearing drains and stagnant water. She said these simple steps are vital to stop mosquitoes from breeding. Regional Health Officer Dr. Ranjiv Singh also made a strong appeal. Use mosquito nets, and if you feel unwell, get tested. He warned of serious danger signs like bleeding gums, blood and vomit or urine, severe stomach pain, or bloody stools. These need urgent medical attention. Dengue tests are available at both the Study Public Hospital and the Oscar Joseph District Hospital in Charity. Leader of the Guyana Action Party and former Indigenous Affairs Minister, Sidney Alik, has publicly endorsed President Dr. Irfan Ali for a second term in office. Alik made an announcement during an interview on Wednesday at the launch of Orinduik Marine Services in Luzaknan, East Coast, Demerara.
Consulting with friends in the city and those in the hinterland, I would like to see Guyana moving forward. And at the present state, I see if President Ali could be given the chance for moving as the president, if I may use that word, I believe much more could be achieved. What I would love to see is the unification of this country to gain to benefit from what Guyana has to offer.
He also spoke about the challenges within the coalition government, stating that smaller parties have felt excluded since 2020. According to Alik, despite meetings with Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress reform, there is no clear shared vision among the partners. Recently, PNCR Member of Parliament, Gita Chandan Edmond, also gave her full support to President Ali for a second term during a National Assembly address. These endorsements add to a growing list of political figures backing the People's Progressive Party Civic, ahead of the September 1st general and regional elections. Others include Region 4 Vice Chairman Samuel Sandy, Region 4 Chairman Daniel Siram, Liberty and Justice Party Leader Lennox Schumann, Deputy Speaker Dr. Asha Kisoon, Attorney Selwyn Peters, and Citizen Initiative founding member Shazam Ali. We'll be back with more Ignite News after these messages.
The ExxonMobil Guyana Global Super League is back and it's bigger than ever. Defending champions, Rangpur Riders return to defend their crown, but the Warriors, the proud hosts, are ready to battle on home soil. The best from Australia, New Zealand, and the UAE join the fight for global glory. The ultimate test, the ultimate prize. It's the clash of the T20 champions. Get your tickets now at Warriors Box Office or GSLT20.com.
This is Ignite News on 6 At 6, Jamaica's Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, along with the Jamaica Promotions Corporation, has launched its 4th business ministerial mission to Guyana. The delegation includes representatives from 23 companies across various sectors, all aiming to explore and develop business opportunities here in Guyana. The mission began today with a welcome session at the Guyana Marriott Hotel in Georgetown and is scheduled to conclude tomorrow. Our senior reporter, Utamu Bell, was at the ceremony and brings us more on the event.
As Guyana and Jamaica seek to strengthen business relations, today's export and investment mission, titled Doing Business in Guyana, sought to create and enhance strategic partnerships between both countries. During remarks, JAMPRO's Vice President of Exports, Sonia Linton, said the mission has strengthened over the years with increasing response from Jamaica's private sector.
This is a monumental undertaking, as this mission is actually the 4th business mission to Guyana, led by our Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce under the leadership of Senator the Honorable Aubin Hill, or Minister or Business Minister, as he loves to call himself. On each occasion, the momentum has grown stronger and conversions have increasingly materialized. I must tell you, this particular mission came together in lightning speed. Just about 2 weeks ago, following indication that Minister Hill would be leading the Jamaican delegation at COTED, the idea sparked, took root, and the engine started churning. And once Minister Hill saw the opportunity, there was no slowing him down.
In his remarks, President of the Guyana Office for Investment, GoInvest, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, gave practical insights into Guyana's business and investment landscape, highlighting prospects for manufacturing, technology, and other sectors.
But the difference with the script between those countries and Guyana, by 2027, we'll produce 1.3 million barrels of oil with trillions of cubic feet of gas ready to come ashore, and some have already come ashore. But the difference is Guyana has natural resources that those places never had. We've got gold, we've got bauxite, we've got the silica sand, we've got agriculture. So when you combine those components, Guyana is on the verge of a path that probably have not been seen around the world in recent times. We probably are the last frontier of development that will take place within the region and within the world.
Meanwhile, Jamaica's Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, in his remarks, pointed to significant growth in Guyana's gross domestic product, GDP, in recent years, as he noted that Jamaican businesses have already started investing.
6-7 years ago, Guyana had a lower per capita GDP than Jamaica. We're just under $7,000 US. Not a place we should be, and this is one reason here we have to change all that. 3 years ago, same Guyana. Guyana and Jamaica have gone through travails because we were not rich. I'll just leave it at that. When you're not rich, all kinds of things happen to you. Well, from 5-6 years ago, 3 years ago, Guyana's per capita GDP was 17,000. 2 years ago, Guyana's per capita GDP was 20,000. A couple of weeks ago, published in the Times of India, one of the newspapers, the many newspapers I read from around the world, Times of India published the Forbes numbers for 2024. They publish about the 20 richest, but I pick out the 10 richest countries in the world by per capita GDP. Singapore, the latest publication, was number 1, $156,000 US. Luxembourg was number 2, about 154,000. If Bermuda was an independent country, they would have been third, about 125 or thereabouts thousand. Ireland maybe 121. Qatar is in the 120s. The United States was number 10th on the list, and they were at 89,000 US dollars. Guyana, my friends, was number 9 at 94,000 US dollars.
Reporting from the Guyana Marriott Hotel, I'm Utamu Bell for Ignite News.
Thank you, Utamu. The mission continues this evening with a networking cocktail at the Pegasus Suites in Georgetown. Tomorrow, participants will hear a ministerial address, followed by business-to-business meetings, also at Pegasus Suites. In a historic step toward juvenile justice reform, the Judiciary of Guyana, working with UNICEF, has officially opened a new children's court at the Charity Magistrates Court in the Essequibo Magisterial District. The $72 million project involved a full renovation and modernization of the court, including a new annex, upgraded electrical systems, fencing, washroom facilities, and special child-friendly features. The ribbon-cutting ceremony was led by Attorney General Mohabir Anil Nandlal, Chancellor of the Judiciary Justice Yonet Cummings Edwards, Chief Justice Roxanne George, and UNICEF Acting Area Representative Gabriel Volkel. The court operates under the Juvenile Justice Act of 2018, which focuses on rehabilitation instead of punishment. It sets clear protocols on how children should be treated from arrest through to sentencing, ensuring their rights are protected at every stage. Attorney General Nandlal said the court reflects the government's strong belief that children are the nation's greatest resource. He also highlighted supportive programs like Because We Care Cash Grant, part of the government's efforts to help families raise and educate children. UNICEF's Gabriel Volkel called the opening a historic milestone for child rights and justice in Guyana. Chief Justice Roxanne George said this is the third children's court in Guyana and stressed its role in promoting restorative justice and respecting children's dignity, as outlined in Article 40 of the Juvenile Justice Act. Regional Chairperson Vilma De Silva noted that with over 15,000 children in Region 2, the new court is a timely and vital investment in their future. 10 daycare centers across Regions 2 to 10 have received a boost to better support young learners, thanks to a new $200,000 grant from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. The initiative was launched yesterday at Unique's Daycare and Nursery School in La Parfait, Harmony, coinciding with the International Day of Play celebrations. The Enhancement of Child Care and Early Learning Facilities grant is designed to help privately owned daycare centers improve their learning spaces, meet national standards, and create safer, more supportive environments for children. Human Services Minister Dr. Vindya Prasad attended the event, joining the children in playful learning and sharing in story time.
This story time. How many people like to read books? Anybody likes to read? Yes. All right. How many of you like to hear stories? Do you like to hear stories? No. You like to read stories? No. What do you like to do? Nothing. Just say no. Okay, so this story is a very important story. Who says I love you every day? How many people say I love you? Anyone? I love you. So you have to tell mommy and daddy you love your mom. That's good. You love your father. How many people love mommy and daddy? So let's read about saying I love you every day, right? Okay. As the sun slowly rises and the moon fades away, while you are still sleeping, I sit quietly and pray, remembering our time together and the things you like to do. I'm thinking of ways I can help to bring out the best in you. Searching for ways to encourage you in all I do and say. I pray for ways to tell you best that I love you today. Can everyone say I love you? I love you. And tell your mommy and daddy I love you. Let's go. Tell mommy or daddy I love you. I love you.
The grant will be available annually to eligible daycare facilities and supports the ministry's mission through the Child Care and Protection Agency to keep every child safe. The Day's celebrations also highlighted that play is more than just fun. It is essential for early childhood development. Purposeful and educational play helps shape young minds, build confidence, and nurture creativity. A brand new $35 million water supply system has been commissioned in Hobadea, a riverine community in Region 1 with around 400 residents. Located near the village school, the system includes standpipes throughout the community. 40% of homes already have direct connections, and that number is expected to rise. For residents like Mary Willis, this ends years of water scarcity, especially during the dry season. The project included a 6-inch PVC well, nearly 3 kilometers of distribution lines, a solar-powered pump, fencing, and multiple service connections. It was a joint effort between the Hobadea Village Council and Guyana Water Incorporated, with support from Fiber Enterprise and NNA Construction. Housing and Water Minister Colin Crowell, who attended the commissioning, praised the team's persistence in overcoming technical and environmental barriers to bring water to the hinterland. He said the government intends to invest another $500 million in Region 1's water sector next year. Since 2020, water access in Region 1 has jumped from 38 to nearly 90%. Guyana now aims to reach 95%, well ahead of the UN's 2030 clean water goal. Ignite News will be right back after these messages.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back to Ignite News on 6 at 6. Ongoing flooding in the Cookrite Savannah has left a cattle farmer devastated, and officials searching for solutions. Ravinder Rabinot said he lost 40 cows after flood waters forced the animals to wander off.
My last 48 cow come out, may only find back 15 head. This was over 2 weeks long,
Neighborhood Democratic Council Chairperson Lalita Sanichar explained that heavy rainfall over the past 2 weeks caused the flooding.
We cannot bring the water in because as soon as you bring the water, and if the rain should fall, you're in problem. That is what happened exactly the last time. They tried to drain the savannah because there was lots of water there. And if the water keeps staying there, then the Conservancy Dam, if that break away, then everything flood. So they try to release the water like 1 hour or 2 in the drainage system and get the water out in the sea.
Region 6 Vice Chairman Zamal Hussain, who visited the area, noted that the ongoing Hope Light Canal project aims to improve drainage, but progress has been delayed by weather.
Well, it's a heavy rainfall because of the ongoing project that we have there, where we doing the Hope Light Canal. You remember that the heavy rainfall, the project is not completed yet, it is ongoing, so we have to build the other infrastructure now to take the water out into the main canal, which is the Hope Light Canal. So all these canals and this tributary that we build in link to the main canals then. So this project is ongoing, but because of the rain, we had to put a hold on it.
Officials say they are closely monitoring water levels and will continue efforts to manage the situation carefully. Guyana is taking a significant step forward in the fight against cervical cancer. The country will replace a quadrivalent HPV vaccine with a 9-valent vaccine as part of its National Cancer Prevention Plan. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony announced this update recently at a cardiology symposium held at the Artichon Conference Center. The new vaccine offers broader protection against additional strains of the human papillomavirus, or HPV, which is linked to cervical cancer. Dr. Anthony noted that this move builds on Guyana's strong vaccination coverage, currently nearly 90%. This initiative is part of a wider effort to improve cancer care across the nation. The Health Ministry is also addressing prostate cancer by providing prostate-specific antigen testing and biopsies to aid early diagnosis. Additionally, plans are underway to open a new cancer care center at the upcoming maternal and pediatric hospital. This facility, a collaboration with the Mount Sinai Health System, will provide advanced diagnosis and treatment for cancer patients in Guyana. In sports, Guyanese basketball coach William Cameron is calling the Under-23 High Performance 3x3 training camp in Paraguay a game changer for local talent. The camp is part of preparations for the upcoming Junior Pan American Games. It brings together top young players from across the continent to sharpen their skills, build team chemistry, and learn from South America's best in this fast-paced format.
It's really going well. I'm learning a whole lot, to be honest. We got a FIBA specialist train instructor in Luca Carvalho, right? So there's definitely a lot to be learned. A lot has been taught so far, and I'm just excited about the opportunity to soak in as much as possible. Especially with train. We know it's still basketball, but train get its own nuances and so on about it.
The participation of Guyanese team follows a landmark memorandum of understanding signed between the Guyana Olympic Association and the Paraguayan Olympic Committee. This agreement aims to deepen sports collaboration and knowledge exchange between the two nations. Among the players, Anish Ramlal stands out with his NCAA Division II experience at St. Cloud State University. Dormitory Ranking and Stephen George continue to shine locally with the Colts and Amelia Ward Jets, respectively. Hukwani's Aaron Van Leeuwen, a rising force for the Untouchables, adds further depth to the squad. Coach Cameron noted that the players are gaining valuable experience.
The players are enjoying it, The guys are enjoying their time. We got Anish from the US with us, I'm seeing him in action for the first time, and he's a really, really good asset to the team. And, the local guys are pushing themselves as much as possible and showing, that they have the talent to compete at this level. So we're looking forward to the rest of the training.
The training camp concludes on Friday. Australian captain Pat Cummins has reached a major milestone, becoming just the 8th Australian to take 300 wickets in Test cricket. Cummins achieved the feat on Day 2 of the World Test Championship final with a brilliant spell at Lord's. He finished with figures of 6 for 28, the best by any Test captain at the iconic venue. His performances matched South Africa's batting lineup and gave Australia a commanding first innings lead. The milestone also put Cummins in elite company. He now joins Mitchell Starc and Nathan Leon as part of the first ever Test bowling trio to each surpass 300 wickets. Fellow pacer Josh Hazelwood isn't far behind with 280. Speaking during the innings break, Cummins said he was thrilled to reach a landmark, made even more special with his family watching from the stands. We'll be right back with more Ignite News after these messages. This is Ignite News on 6 at 6. Regionally, Trinidad and Tobago's mid-year budget review is scheduled for June 18th, and trade unions are calling on the government to prioritize people-centered policies. Union leaders say the review should address long-standing concerns affecting workers and vulnerable communities. Felicia Thomas, president of the Public Services Association, says she does not expect significant progress on wage negotiations before the national budget is presented later this year. Thomas, who supports the United National Congress and the Coalition of Interests, is expected to meet with Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku this week. However, she says financial constraints mean no immediate offers are likely. She believes substantial movement on wage matters will only come after the full budget is presented, expected in September or October. Meanwhile, Michael Anisette, head of the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union, is urging the government to invest in the maritime sector. He says industry presents major opportunities for job creation and economic diversification, but has been overlooked by successive administrations. Anisette remains hopeful that this year's review will include meaningful investment in maritime development as part of the country's national planning agenda. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump says he's open to giving countries more time to finalize trade deals before new American tariffs go into effect on July 8th, but adds he doesn't believe the extra time will be necessary. Speaking ahead of an event at the Kennedy Center, President Trump said negotiations are ongoing with about 15 countries and trade blocs, including South Korea, Japan, and the European Union. In his words, we're rocking in terms of deals. and that all the countries want to make an agreement with the United States. However, he warned that if talks drag on too long, the U.S. will begin sending letters with a simple message. This is a deal, take it or leave it. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also told lawmakers that while the July 8 deadline could be extended, that would apply only to countries negotiating in good faith. So far, only one deal with Britain has been fully finalized. 17 others remain under negotiation. Tragedy struck in India today, where an Air India flight bound for London crashed just minutes after takeoff from the city of Ahmedabad. The Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner was carrying 242 people, including 12 crew members, when it went down at approximately 1:38 p.m. local time. The aircraft reportedly crashed into a densely populated residential area, triggering a massive explosion and fire. India's Health Minister Jagat Prakash Nanda confirmed that many people were killed, though he did not provide exact figures. Local authorities have since recovered 204 bodies from the crash site. It's not yet clear how many of those victims were passengers or residents on the ground. Ahmedabad's police chief said there's one known survivor, a British national identified as Vishwa Kumar Ramesh. According to Air India, the flight was carrying 169 Indian nationals, 53 British citizens, 7 Portuguese, and 1 Canadian. Footage shared by the Press Trust of India shows the aircraft descending over rooftops before a fiery impact. Eyewitness videos appears to show charred bodies and debris scattered across the area. At least 50 medical students are being treated at local hospitals after the plane crashed into a doctor's hostel. Search and recovery operations are continuing overnight, and both U.S. and UK investigation teams are en route to assist Indian authorities. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.